What's going on, Jerome's? We are back watching the final couple plays here. Looks like Bryce Young doesn't have the arm for the Hail Mary, so are they going to try like a 75-yard field goal, which probably is going to be good against the Vikings. So you honestly cannot make this up. I mean, the Vikings are a better team than the Panthers. They're dominating in every single facet of the game, and they should be up 21-3, except Carolina's up 10-7 because of the Kirk Cousins pick six. And remember, I call a spade with Kirk Cousins. You know, when Kirk is playing well early in the season, give him praise. Don't just put all the blame on him. That pick six was on Kirk. That pick six was on Kirk and Hawkinson for failing on the pick play, but sort of is what it is. The second INT was on Ed Ingram. I mean, just deflected pass. Yetter Gross Meadows got in there, is what it is. How long is the field goal attempt? Either way, it's going to be freaking good. My God. How long was that? If only there was a graphic that they would put on the board for me. Anyways, super frustrating first half. Also, 56. Nah, it's not even that far. Super frustrating first half. And again, the Vikings beating themselves. That's so rough. It's so rough, man. No, it's literally just a cut and paste job of every single game so far this season, where the Vikings having the turnovers, the two Cousins interceptions, one on Kirk, one not so much on Kirk, and they're just giving this team the lead, and they're giving the Panthers confidence. Defense is playing well. Offensive line generally playing relatively well, aside from the chin-free rusher game, and it's so frustrating. It's just so frustrating, man. But whatever happens today, the Vikings have no one to blame but themselves, and it's honestly ridiculous at this point. So red zone pick six, and then like 22-yard line. They weren't quite in the red zone, but another very close to scoring mistake. It's just, man, like, why is Dalton Reisner not in? I understand that they're running the ball relatively well, and offensively they're moving the football with aplomb. Defensively, they're frustrating Bryce Young a little bit. Thielen's getting a little bit loose with 4 for 49, whatever. Also, they're relatively shutting down the running game. So, again, this should be a game where the Vikings are up 21-3. But they're not. So that's what's frustrating. Like always, if you got a question or a comment wants to be read, toss a couple bucks in the super chat. I think I missed one. It's my bad. Benedict Klein, $2. Should have hired Harbaugh. I wonder if Harbaugh's actually going to come to the NFL, even though last time he said we're not coming. Baloney. Adam Pell, $2. So when does Flores become head coach? Man, it's not a bad point. It's not a bad point, man. How do you have 11 turnovers on the season through 3.5 games? Tishy87, any word on Jaron Hall? So he is the third quarterback, except Cousins and Mullins have to be alien abducted. They can't just be benched. That's how the emergency third quarterback rule goes. But TC, $2. Why isn't Reisner playing? It's a fair question. Although they are doing well, relatively well in protection, especially being able to run the ball. And it's just Keelcat, at least Cam Akers looking good. $5. Yeah, absolutely. Like, Cam Akers looking good. He's looking comfortable. Had a nice catch, a couple nice carries as well. Madison's running like he's got a rocket up his ass, which is fantastic. So I don't know. It's just This just does seem like a season of frustration, a lot of woulda, coulda, shouldas, and I understand. People talk about the Vikings last season more than any other previous season of any team in NFL history. I swear to everything that's holy. Like, I swear to Christ. Like, people just love bringing up last year for the Vikings. I told you they weren't as good. Shut up. You know who's beating the Vikings this year? The Vikings. Every single game. The Bucks, the Eagles. It's just whatever. It's so damn frustrating. It's just so damn frustrating to see how good this team can be, but the fact that they just can't get out of their own way. All right, so we got a bunch of these coming in. Joshua Soto, $1. What up? Holy Spirit in me, $5. Got to love JJ. I mean, JJ's playing well. Addison's got to pick up that block, man. Got a free shot on Justin Jefferson's ribs. Baloney. It's baloney, man. Let's see here. F is for Fanax, $5. What do you expect? We have a patch job O-line for years. It's starting to catch up. Okay. Tishy87, $2. Hawk screens worked. It actually did work. If only Schlutman wasn't downfield on that one. Brady Bomber Smash, $5. Andy, love the show. I know you aren't a proponent of tanking, but if they lose this game, do you think it's time to trade Kirk? I think that they would consider it, even though the reports are from Dan and Rossini that they're not going to consider it. I think that they should listen, but it's got to be a knockout offer, right? Our Angel, blah blah blah, $3. Playing time, Reisner and Akers time, clean it up. Absolutely. I mean, that's what's frustrating too. The Vikings are clearly the better team, and that's not any hate against Carolina. That's just the truth. And the Vikings are just trying to hand this game away. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. Let's see here. Marcus Squintes, $10. We could have the number one overall next spring with CW in our pocket, but Cam will trade us back into the 20s for additional 2020s. Okay. Katie Brewer, $5. Will you join me at Chiefs game at legendary US Bank Stadium? I have a lower level game ticket. Rhea says skull production value. I got to be here. I got to be here to sweat my wagers and my jelly beans and my fantasy teams, and also just to do these halftime shows. Like, I enjoy going to games, but I fully understand that this is what we brought on ourselves. Brandon Nance, $5. The middle of the field's wide open. What do you think about Aston Jefferson in the slot for more mismatches? Yes, I mean, figure something out, man. Garrett Rose, Borrow, $2. If I see Ingram out there second half, I'm going to flip. I think he's going to be out there. Yeah. It's just so frustrating, man, because, I mean, yeah, the pick six that started things off, the only touchdown that Carolina has, that was on Kirk. Telegraphed that thing. Hawkinson didn't throw a good pick on his route, and that's where we were. And it's so emblematic. It's like JJ had a touchdown penalty on Oliver, wiping that thing out, and then they take it back the other way. I mean, that's the killer. That is the absolute killer right now. But I got faith that they're going to get their ish together. Like I said, they're clearly the better team, and the fact that they're just giving Carolina every opportunity to stick around and stay in this game, it's tough. Joker Nation, $2. We are talented. We're just not disciplined. It's fair. F is for Fanax, $5. Good thing beer is cheap. I can drink my frustrations away. Yeah, I mean, this is so tough. But again, I'm not a proponent of tanking, but at 0-4, you're going to have some tough conversations, especially with the Chiefs coming in. Again, it's just so frustrating because this year's team is better than last year's team. The defense is greatly improved. The offensive line, the weapons are improved. I know that Thielen's having a good game, but Addison at his price point and contract over the next 4 or 5 years is going to be a huge improvement. I think he's an improvement right now. Yeah. It's just tough, man. It's just so rough. I mean, it's so hard to be like pissed off and angry because it's almost like you're just blown away, like how the ball can always bounce against you. B, $2. Dozier, Samia Ingram. Kind of missed Dozier. Alex Tasho, $7 Canadian, which is like $5 billion US. That's right. Again, it's a spot where, as a Vikings fan, you don't want to even be mad because that's taking up way too much of your mental energy and bandwidth. You almost just have to laugh at this point. Like, how comical that the Vikings can't get out of their own way. They play down to the level of their opponent. They find a way to give away games that they should win, and it's tough. I mean, they should have beat the Chargers. They probably should have beat the Eagles. Actually, no, they definitely should beat the Eagles. And also, they should beat the Bucks. But, I mean, the Bucks, pre-halftime interception, KJ gets that ball wrestled away at the goal line. JJ, the ball at the pylon, and then Hawkinson with that ball at the end. Also, the fumbles all over the place. It's just ridiculous. Ridiculous. Hayden Fassler, $2. Are we running too much? Nah, man. They're wearing down that front, man. Also, in that Carolina Heat, even though, yes, it is a home game for them, they're still hot. Cy Valangview, should Kevin O'Connell be on the hot seat now? $2. I doubt he will be because ownership likes stability, and I don't think that even if the Vikings season ends up completely FUBAR, I don't think that they would fire Kwesi and Kevin O'Connell. Let's see here. Doug Sterner, $2. Thank you for being positive. It's not even being positive, it's just being truthful, but also just being in shock of what the hell's happening right now. Josh Walsh, $2. Over under Mud Dogs versus Vikings Bourbon Bowl. Vikings by 50 because they're like a D2 college team. Nathan, $2. Caleb Williams or Drake May with our number 1 pick. I'd still take Caleb Williams. C-Dub. That's right. That's right, man. All right, so you guys are the best. We'll be back here for post-game and winners and losers. You guys are the best. Keep Skull alive. We'll see you after the game. Skull.